Hello, future chemists. Welcome to a fascinating journey into the heart of matter chemical bonding. Today, we are diving deep into the fundamental forces that hold atoms together: ionic, covalent, and coordinate bonds. These bonds are the bedrock of all chemical structures and reactions. We'll explore them from foundational concepts to advanced theories, building your understanding step by step. Let's unlock the secrets of molecular architecture together. Ready to uncover the basics of how atoms connect? Let's start with the fundamental principles of chemical bonding. Atoms are like tiny building blocks, constantly seeking stability. They achieve this by forming chemical bonds, often aiming for a complete outer electron shell, known as an octet. Think of it as atoms wanting to be as content as noble gases. The first type we'll explore is ionic bonding. This occurs when one atom, typically a metal, completely transfers its electrons to another atom, usually a nonmetal. This transfer creates oppositely charged ions, which then attract each other strongly, like tiny magnets. A classic example is sodium chloride, common table salt, where sodium gives an electron to chlorine. Next up, we have covalent bonding, which is all about sharing. When two nonmetal atoms come together, they share one or more pairs of electrons to achieve their stable electron configurations. This sharing can be a single pair, a double pair, or even a triple pair, forming incredibly strong connections. Water, for instance, is a perfect example of covalent bonding. Then there's coordinate bonding, a special type of covalent bond. Here, one atom generously donates both electrons for the shared pair, while the other simply accepts them. The ammonium ion, NH, is a great illustration of this donating and accepting partnership. Time to test your understanding with a few quick questions. Pause the video now, think about the concepts we just discussed, and try to answer these. Once you're ready, hit play to continue our journey. Good luck! Now that we have the basics down, let's deepen our knowledge and explore some more intricate aspects of chemical bonding. Our journey into chemical bonding continues with a crucial concept: electronegativity. This is an atom's power to pull shared electrons towards itself in a bond. The difference in electronegativity, or delta N, is key to understanding bond polarity. A small delta N means electrons are shared almost equally, resulting in a nonpolar covalent bond. A moderate delta N leads to unequal sharing, creating a polar covalent bond with partial positive and negative charges. And a large delta N typically indicates an ionic bond, where electron transfer is dominant. This spectrum helps us classify bonds and predict molecular behavior. For ionic compounds, a critical concept is lattice energy. This is the energy released when gaseous ions combine to form a solid ionic crystal. It's a direct measure of the strength of the ionic bond. Higher charges on ions and smaller ionic sizes lead to greater lattice energy, making the compound more stable. These strong ionic bonds are why ionic compounds generally have high melting points and conduct electricity when molten or dissolved. In contrast, covalent compounds, which involve electron sharing, typically have much lower melting points and don't conduct electricity due to weaker intermolecular forces. Lewis structures are our visual maps for understanding electron arrangements in molecules. They show how atoms are connected and where lone pairs reside. But what if there are multiple possible Lewis structures? That's where formal charge comes in. It helps us determine the most stable and plausible structure by assigning hypothetical charges to atoms. The structure with formal charges closest to zero, especially on the most electronegative atom, is usually the best representation. Remember, while the octet rule is a great guide, there are exceptions where atoms can have fewer or more than 8 valence electrons. It's time for some more practice questions. Take a moment to pause the video, apply the concepts we've just covered, and work through these problems. When you're confident with your answers, Press play to continue our exploration. Keep up the great work. Ready to tackle some deeper insights? We are about to analyze the nuances and advanced theories of chemical bonding. While we classify bonds as ionic or covalent, it's important to know that even ionic bonds can have some covalent character. This is explained by Fajans rules, which describe the phenomenon of polarization. A cation, especially if small and highly charged, can distort the electron cloud of a large, easily polarizable anion. This distortion leads to some sharing of electrons, introducing covalent character into the bond. For example, AlCl shows more covalent character than NaCl due to the smaller size and higher charge of Al superscript 3 compared to Na. These rules help us understand deviations from ideal ionic behavior. Bond parameters are essential for characterizing molecules. Bond length is the distance between two bonded nuclei, and it's shorter for multiple bonds compared to single bonds. Bond energy, or bond enthalpy, is the energy needed to break a bond. Stronger bonds, like triple bonds, require more energy. Finally, bond angle describes the spatial arrangement of bonds around a central atom, influenced by electron pair repulsions as predicted by VSEPR theory. These parameters are not isolated but are intricately linked to the type of bonding, hybridization, and overall molecular geometry, fundamentally dictating a molecule's physical and chemical properties. Valence bond theory, or VBT, describes bond formation as the overlap of atomic orbitals. When orbitals overlap head-on, they form strong sigma bonds, which are the backbone of single bonds. Sideways overlap of p orbitals forms pi bonds, which are weaker and found in double and triple bonds. To explain observed molecular geometries, VBT introduces the concept of hybridization. Atomic orbitals mix to form new, equivalent hybrid orbitals like sp, sp superscript 2, or sp superscript 3, which then participate in bonding. This explains why methane has 4 identical CH bonds arranged tetrahedrally, even though carbon's original p orbitals are at 90 degrees. Coordinate bonds also fit into VBT, as one atom's filled orbital overlaps with another's empty orbital. It's time to put your advanced understanding to the test. These questions require a deeper application of the concepts we've just covered. Take your time, analyze each problem carefully, and try to formulate comprehensive answers. Pause the video now, and when you're ready, hit play to move forward. You've got this. Welcome to the ultimate challenge. In this hardest section, we'll delve into competitive depth, advanced theories, and real-world applications of chemical bonding. While VBT is powerful, molecular orbital theory, or MOT, offers an even more comprehensive view. MOT proposes that atomic orbitals combine to form new molecular orbitals that span the entire molecule. These MOs can be bonding, stabilizing the molecule, or antibonding, destabilizing it. Electrons then fill these MOs following specific rules. MOT elegantly explains phenomena VBT struggles with, such as the paramagnetism of oxygen, which has two unpaired electrons in its antibonding MOs, and the very existence of species like He. It allows for a more accurate prediction of bond order and magnetic properties. It's crucial to understand that chemical bonds aren't simply ionic or covalent, they exist on a continuous spectrum. The difference in electronegativity is our guide, but there's no sharp dividing line. A bond with a large delta N might be predominantly ionic, but Fajans rules remind us it still possesses some covalent character due to polarization. This bonding continuum is vital for accurately predicting the real-world properties of compounds, from their melting points to their reactivity. For instance, aluminum chloride, despite a significant delta N, behaves more covalently due to the high polarizing power of the small Al superscript 3 ion. This nuanced understanding is key for competitive exams. Beyond simple shared pairs, we encounter the fascinating world of delocalized bonding, especially prominent in organic chemistry. Here, electrons are not confined between two atoms but are spread out over several, contributing to enhanced stability. A classic example is aromaticity, where cyclic, planar molecules with a specific number of delocalized pi electrons, following Huckel's rule, exhibit extraordinary stability. Benzene, with its characteristic 6 pi electrons, is the archetypal aromatic compound. This delocalization impacts reactivity, making aromatic compounds less prone to addition reactions and more inclined towards substitution, a fundamental concept for advanced organic chemistry. Finally, let's connect these bonding concepts to the real world. Intramolecular bonds, the strong forces within molecules, define a substance's chemical identity. But the weaker intermolecular forces between molecules dictate physical properties like boiling point and solubility. For example, water's high boiling point is due to strong hydrogen bonding, a type of IMF. In applications, ionic bonds drive the strength of ceramics, while covalent bonds form the backbone of polymers and biological macromolecules. Coordinate bonding is indispensable in metallurgy, catalysis, and medicine, for instance, in chelation therapy to remove toxic heavy metals from the body. The Chelte effect, where polydentate ligands form highly stable complexes, showcases the advanced utility of this bond type. You've reached the highest level of challenge. Here are the first 5 questions designed to test your comprehensive understanding of chemical bonding. These problems require critical thinking and integration of various theories. Pause the video now, take your time to work through each one, and strive for complete and accurate answers. Good luck with this rigorous test. And here are the remaining 5 questions to solidify your mastery of chemical bonding. These questions push the boundaries of your knowledge, asking you to apply concepts in complex scenarios. Remember to connect different theories and principles. Pause the video, dedicate your focus to these challenges, and aim for excellence. You're almost there. Congratulations on completing this in-depth exploration of ionic, covalent, and coordinate bonding. You've navigated through fundamental principles to advanced theories and real-world applications. To continue your learning journey and access more high-quality educational content for GMA, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more insightful lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep excelling in your G preparation.